after all this, you notice those Kundrel people are actually the ones who ran away from you after the sorceress attack from Mariana. They've actually started attacking Corbolo Dom's forces, who is the Renegade Fist, who's fighting against you as well. And basically, like the actions of the Kundrel clans like changed a lot. Like basically they had come like not to join the slaughter of Malazans, but to give answer to the one question which demanded their pride and honor. And yeah, like the South mass of them like just struck Corbolo Dom's position like a vengeful god's scythe, but sadly they were forced back after all. But after that war leader is gonna come riding back to you guys, and he kind of he like rides up to Coltane, and Coltane's all like, "You have your answer, it seems." And the guy's like, "We have it, Blackwing." And Coltane's like, "The Kundrel, you honor us, but no. We strove to break the one named Corbolo Dom, but failed. The answer is not the Kundrel." "Then do you honor Corbolo Dom?" "Spirits below, you cannot be such a fool. The answer this day?" And he like yanks his sword out of its sheath, but you can see that it's literally snapped like 10 inches above the hilt. Like his sword's broken in half, basically. And he just starts bellowing as he's like raising his sword. He's like, "The Wiccans! The Wiccans! The Wiccans!" And they just like ride off screaming the Wiccans, basically. Basically calling you guys the strong calling these the Wiccans, and you guys are technically honorary members of the Crow clan now. Um, but yeah, basically, yeah, they're calling the Wiccans and stuff the strongest of the tribes of the South Odans and stuff, and they basically make a path for you that you guys can kind of break through after, and you guys are able to get about a league away from the battle afterwards, and you guys are able to make camp one last time.
Oh shit.
How do we know it's our last time? Ah!
And after all this, you guys kind of like set up your camp and stuff, and you're gonna be getting ready to rest. And this is honestly all that's left of your squad. Limp died in the last battle. So did maybe. They sadly have passed.
So did Ozo, I guess.
How do we know that this is our
Azo
last
was
camp?
there. You've basically been told as such. I'm gonna
What's
get to that. Give
happening?
me
Are we
a second.
disbanding afterward?
Just let me just get
Ah.
let me get your token in first.
I've got a bad feeling.
But yeah, Captain Lull is gonna come up and call over to the historian, and is all like, "Historian," and he's like, "Captain Lull," and she's basically like, "Coltane wants you," and he's like, he's still breathing, is he?" I imagine he wants this then," and he like pulls free the like glass bottle on its silver chain from his neck, and she's like, "No, wants you, historian. We've run into a tribe of the Southern Odans. So far, they're just watching. Seems the rebellion's a less certain thing down here. What tribe then? And more importantly, what's it got to do with us? The Fist has reached a decision." "What do you know of the tribes this close to this city, Duker?" "They've no love of Aaron." "Worse for them under the Empire?" "No, better. The Malazan Empire understands borderlands, the different needs of those living in the countryside. Vast territories in the Empire, after all, remain nomadic, and the tribute demanded is never exorbitant. More, payment for passage across tribal lands is always generous and prompt. Colting should know this well enough, Captain." I imagine he does. I'm the one that needs convincing. And, anyways, you guys are going to walk over to...
So we have to pay these guys to get through?
That's basically what's being said.
And do they still have our fucking mountain of gold?
That was given to the nobles?
It was
Actually,
traded. It was traded.
it was traded to the nobles for the servants who stood and died alongside you. So, yeah.
How much do we need?
Just let me get it. Let me get to it first. And then, Lull kind of like brings up a horse for Duker, and a few for you guys as well. And she's like, "Your horses have arrived, historian." And then she kind of shakes her head. Historian? No. Perhaps I shall return. He's like, historian? No. Perhaps I shall return to being a historian a week from now. But at this moment, and for what's to come, I think no word for what I should be called right now. I think old man suffices. And then she turns to Coltane, and she's like, "This man feels he has no title. He's chosen old man. A poor choice. Old men are wise, not fools. There is not one among your acquaintances who struggles with who and what you are. We know you as a soldier. Does that title insult you, sir?" "No. At least, I don't think so. Lead the refugees to safety, soldier." "Yes, Fist." And they bring you guys some scrawny ass horses. These horses look like they're like on their last legs.
What happened to Balthazar?
Balthazar has sadly been taken by Colonel Bolt. His horse died and he took yours.
What?
You guys are laughing at horses. Yeah.
Unacceptable!
They're giving you new horses though. They're gonna be the same tokens, but they're just, imagine them scrawny and shitty. Anyways, Lull's kind of like, "Get on those scrawny beasts of yours, and stay in Hood's blind side, friends." And as you guys like ride off to meet with the refugees, Duker's like, "I wish the same for all of you." And Coltane just kind of barks a laugh, and he goes, "Not a chance of that, Duker. We intend to carve a bloody path right down that bastard's throat. We shall be your rear guard. Go." And do. Sorry, gotta change maps here.
Ozzo.
Oh,
Where's my
fuck.
horse? It's like, is that not
Just
is that not your horse you're standing right next to? This
Yeah.
bitch? Please.
Yeah.
For some reason my mouse is completely fucked. Give me 1 second, guys.
Hello from the other side.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Sorry? David?
He's like, no, I decided to not talk to you guys.
I'm just around here. I'm just doing chores.
So Matt, that was a fun session last night.
Yeah, I had fun. There's lots and lots of interaction between everybody.
You see this guy? He's harassing me. And then, like, he's just shouting at us from across the bar. He does not stop.
He's threatening me.
You can't kill me. And then, like, we're trying to be like, yeah, you want to go? He's like, oh, you see that? No, I'm being harassed.
And it would be like the
That
worst
was
person to interact
the
with
most
ever.
ridiculous thing ever. It was
So
just like, oh, so anger, such anger.
The character, or like, you know that Monty Python and the Holy Grail peasant dude who's just like,
I'm being
like-
repressed. I'm being repressed.
help, I'm being repressed.
Explains his crazy form of government, yeah, and he's like kicking him.
Yeah.
You saw him harassing me? You saw it, didn't you?
I've got witnesses!
Oh, that was great. And then Vlad just straight up murders the guy with lightning.
That was an accident. I didn't think it was gonna kill him.
Nothing accidental about that. You planned that shit. You had
But yeah, before you guys head out though, they're just gonna speak to you again real quick. Coltane just walks up to Duker. He's like, "The Karan Dobri, or so they're named on the map." And Duker's like, "Aaron's reluctant neighbors." And then he's like, "We have ever held to our treaties. Aye, Fist, we have, to the outrage of many Aaron natives." And then he turns to Captain Lull again. "Captain Lull, Fist, are the wagons ready?" "Aye, sir, coming up now." "Historian, Fist, I give you Nil and Nether, a troop from the 3 clans. They are led by their sergeant Tamul. He is a good lad." "Captain, has Commander Bolt informed the wounded?" "Aye, sir, and they have refused you." And he just kind of nods. "As has Corporal Liss. I admit, those I selected from my own people are none too pleased. Yet they will not disobey their war leader. Historian, you shall command as you see fit. Your responsibility, however, is singular. Deliver the refugees to Aaron. Fist, you are Malazan. Follow the prescribed procedures. And if we are betrayed, then we all join Hood here in one place. If there must be an end to this, let it be fitting. Hold on as long Hold on as long as you can. I'll skin Pormqual's face and give the orders through his lips if I have to. Leave the High Fist to the Empress and her adjunct. This tale is yours, Historian, and right now, no one is more important than you. And if you one day see Dujek, tell him this. It is not the Empire's soldiers the Empress cannot afford to lose. It is its memory." And a troop of Wiccans rides up to meet you guys, including Nil and Nether, the last remaining warlocks. And the Historian is like, "About Corporal Liss, he will not be swayed. He asks that I pass on his words of farewell, Duker. I believe he muttered something about a ghost at his soldier, whatever that means. And then he said, 'Tell the Historian I have found my war.' Captain, inform the companies. We attack within the hour." And they kind of just ride off, and yeah,
Within
you
an
guys
hour.
are left. You guys are left to
Prepare?
escort the refugees the rest of the way to Aaron.
Do we get to rest? The refugees.
Oh,
The refugees
Oh, no.
need some rest. Big
no,
time.
you were going to rest, but this is a more pressing matter now.
So we
That
jump on our
you're
shitty
not even,
horses and march.
yeah. Basically, what's going to happen? You're not even like taking your tents down. You're just leaving.
Ooh.
It's actually kind of a plan. They think that, if you leave the tents up, they're gonna have to check the tents to see if anybody's there. And da 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 da. Anyways,
I want to talk to Pigu.
you could, but he's all the way back here. Can
Hey,
you
Pigu.
not control your
Sup?
food?
Stop.
I know you've got a little extra honey. Have you used it? I wonder.
I did.
Oh, what happened? Do you talk to
Well,
the same
I got a-
god?
I did.
I wonder if you could use it to talk to different gods. Or if it brings you truly to your respected god.
What do you want to know?
I want to know who my god is and where my powers come from.
You want me to see if I can find out?
Yeah, are you gonna use the honey?
I don't have any more honey, but I have
You're
my
seriously
way.
gonna get high before we may get possibly jumped.
No, I don't have any more honey. Like, I used it a second time. I got rid of it.
I've got a little bit.
You got a whole fucking urn.
Let's get high before the fight, guys.
Let's not.
I take out the marble and try to talk to the broken god,
Cripple.
crippled god.
Yes. Broken God, Fallen God, Chained One. He has many names. But yeah. You give me an Arcana check.
Give me a sec.
I should open my character sheet too. For later.
Eh.
My, this is getting a little tiresome, Magi.
It
What
is?
now?
Does he talk out loud? Are you talking to
Oh
Marvel?
no. He's
No, like-
he's talking. You're watching. Yeah, you're literally watching Pigu talk to a marble right now.
Oh, I'm enthralled. He could even be faking it. I don't even give a shit. I'm like, what?
Okay, so I'm sorry. Do you have better things to do? I don't know, be chained and throw hot rockets into a fire?
I have various schemes and plans in place at the moment, many of which require my constant attention, but I could spare you this moment's notice. Now, what is it?
What
How
did
do
what,
the other
what did he say? Is it talking?
wizards or mages or anyone magical who draw their sources from gods, how are they linked to that source of power?
Through worship. If you worship a god, you are linked to it, regardless of its recognition of you.
So I have a petty little friend here,
Aw.
and he's having some difficulties with his magics. If he wants to be able to use it, does he need to pray more?
No, his magics are tainted by my infection upon the Warren. He utilizes that magic. The only magic that is unaffected is that of the Elder Gods. And I believe he is far too frail to withstand that power.
He is pretty frail. He doesn't have a
What?
good constitution.
What are you guys talking about? What's he saying?
This is amazing.
Would is there anything we can do? Because he's been a bit of a help to me. Is there anything we can do to make it, a bit easier for him to access his magic, or is it just a matter of him being too weak?
What? Oh.
This is a virtue. Lay a hand upon him, and I shall give him
My what?
his taint.
I
Like
see.
he will taint him
Oh, you'll taint him?
as
Wait,
you
no.
have been
I
tainted.
don't say that. If I heard, okay. Immediately just reach out to Ozzo and like, hey Ozzo, come here. Like I bet into him.
Can I like insight his motive?
You most certainly can.
Uh,
Pigu, give me a deception roll on top of that if you're trying to do it without like freaking him out.
yeah,
I
because
need to touch you. Is it a bad touch?
I'm freaking out, but I don't know how he would be approaching the situation.
Oh no, he's just reaching out to touch you, and you're like, get the fuck away!
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah, don't touch me. What did he say?
Do you want to be fixed or not?
No, I just want to know who my god is.
The same god you thought it was.
What are you talking
Alright.
about, fixed?
That's fine. I talked to the crippled god and I like, doesn't look like he wants help.
What?
Tell one that he is linked to two, the one he worships and the one he was born to. This one, this Ozotera Melephos, he is your colleague of sorts. He was born under a shadow. Therefore, he is linked to shadow. But he worships light. How strange.
What he say?
Okay. Well, it was a dark day when you were born. Yeah, apparently you were born under shadow. I don't know how that happened, but that means you really should be, worshiping shadow. I don't really understand the whole light thing.
What?
Does that help?
No.
What is it that you want to know? Worship the shadow god. You're done.
Who are you
Or-
talking to?
Or you come here, you lean here, and then like let me touch you, and then maybe we can make it so you can actually use your magic. You want that?
My magic works fine.
Okay, well, sure. Okay, I think we're good.
Why do you want to touch me so much?
Hey man, I was trying to help, and
This is
you
getting
were refusing
awkward.
it.
I'm out.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right.
You
Ozzo?
trying to molest me?
Well, as this is all happening, Nil over here is gonna call out, 2 riders! And the Duker's kind of like, good sign. Stay here, Nil. Nether, with me, please. And they kind of like ride up a bit. Gonna reveal a bit more as these people ride up. And Duker is the first to speak. These are Karan Dobri lands, recognized by treaty. The Malazan Empire honors all such treaties. We seek passage. How much? A collection from all the soldiers of the Seven. An imperial coin, a worth totaling 41,000 silver jacatas. A full-strength Malazan army's annual wages. Huh. This was no collection. Do your soldiers know you have stolen their wages to buy passage? The soldiers insisted, Elder. This was in truth a collection. And then Nether speaks. From the 3 Wiccan clans, an additional payment. Jewelry, cookware, skins, bolts of felt, horseshoes, tack and leather, and an assortment of coins looted in the course of our long journey. In an amount approaching 73,000 silver jacatas, all given freely. The woman is silent for a long time. And with this offer, you seek passage for these refugees, and for the Wiccan clans, and for the Seven. No, Elder, for the refugees alone, and the small god you see here. We reject your offer! It is too much. The treaty with the Empress is specific. Then a portion thereof, with the remainder entering Erin, where it shall be hoarded uselessly until such a time Corbolo Dom breaches the gates, and so you end up paying him for the privilege of slaughtering you. Then,
It's better
with
than
that
the
remainder,
alternative.
we would hire you as escort. To the city gates? Too far. We shall escort you to Balan village, and beginning of the road known as Erin Way. This, however, leaves a portion remaining. We shall sell you food and what healing may prove necessary, and within the abilities of our horsewives. Horsewives? The elder nods.
Horse.
The Wiccans up! The Wiccans are pleased to know the Karan Dobrai. Come forward then with your people. Nether, can you send Coltane a message? I can offer him a knowing, yes. Do so. Tell him he was right. And And basically, these people come forward. This whole clan of people, they start escorting you to Erin Way, which is basically the road just outside Erin. And you notice that this road, well, like the village that is just before this road, it's completely abandoned. It just, I guess they assume that everyone packed up and went into the city out of fear of being like attacked.
Is it spooky? Like there could be people hiding in there?
No, it's just it's a shitty ramshackle village.
Okay.
Like literally like lean-tos, straw huts, garbage. You wouldn't expect much from these people if they were here. But yeah. Duker is gonna go talk to Nether again, and he's all like, "How fast, Coltane?" And Nether goes, "The linkage is broken." "Gone then." "We do not know. Nil continues with the effort, but I fear in our wariness our blood ties are insufficient. We sense no death cry, and we most surely would, Duker." "Perhaps he is captured." "Perhaps. Historian, if Corbolo Dom arrives on the morrow, these Karan will pay dearly for this contract. Nor may they prove sufficient in... Nether? I am sorry. I cannot stop my ears. They may be deluding themselves." "I share your misgivings, but out here, well, this is a gesture of kindness, don't you see? We none of us have any defense against them." "The release is too soon, Duker." "Possibly, but there's not a damn thing we can do about it." And
This
then,
is all loud enough for all of us to hear?
yeah. But afterwards, these lovely nobles are gonna walk up. And then, Nephthara is gonna be all like, "I trust we are not interrupting anything untoward." And Duker's just like, "I would suggest that the council retire for the night. A long day of marching awaits all tomorrow." And then this one here is all like, "And that is precisely why we are here. Those of us retaining a measure of wealth have succeeded in purchasing from the Karan Dobri horses. We wish to leave now, our small group that is, and make with all haste for Erin." "Yes, we shall insist the High Fist dispatch a force provided guard for the rest of you." Duker kind of looks around and he's like, "There was a fourth one with you. Where is Tumlet?" "Alas, he fell ill 3 days ago and is no longer among the living. We all deeply mourn his passing." "Your suggestion has merit, but is rejected. But, Nephthara, if you start moving now, you'll incite panic. and that is something none of us can afford. No, you travel with the rest of us, and must be content with being the first of the refugees to pass beneath the city gates at the head of the train. This is an outrage! Outrage! Get out of my sight, Nephthara, before I finish what I began at Thethar Crossing. Oh, do not for a moment believe I have forgotten, historian. An additional reason for rejecting your request. Return to your nobles. Get some sleep. We'll be pushing hard tomorrow. A certainty. Korbolo Dom is hardly finished with us. Now that Coltain's dead and his army with him, we are to trust our lives to these stinking nomads? And when the escort ends, 3 leagues from Erin, you send us to our deaths. Aye, I do. All or none. Now I'm done speaking. Leave. Oh, are you now that Wiccan dog reborn? He reaches for the rapier at his belt. I hereby challenge you to a... And he just hops off his horse, and as fast as, like, he's even speaking, the historians whips out his sword, and the flat of his blade just cracks Palik Alar across the temple. And he drops to the ground unconscious. Coltaine reborn? No, just a soldier. Your council will have to pay dearly to have that healed, Nephthara. I suppose I could have swung harder and saved you the coin. Get out of my sight, all of you! Gets back on his horse as they drag this guy back to get more healing. And then Duker's just like, Nether? Yes, historian. Have the Wiccans watch them. Of course. And with all this, you actually get to Erin at this point. You guys are like, once the city is within view, all the refugees just start sprinting as far as they possibly can. You guys are about like here right now, and they're all just booking it for the fucking gates.
Is there any threat causing them, or are they just like,
no, there's no. We want in first. Everyone wants in first, basically. But yeah, you guys, get through here.
Can I cast like darkness in their way?
Well, you don't have to.
I want to.
You could.
I'm gonna like them to like get like 100 feet ahead of us, sort of thing, and then just like.
But why? Do it. But you're gonna have to roll a d100.
Okay.
98. Nothing happens. Like
no,
your
no
spell,
magic?
your spell works.
Oh, okay.
Like you cast your spell just the way you want to.
So I let them get like 60 feet out, and then like the guy who is ahead, I like place this dome of darkness over them, so like they're all like panicking and screaming.
Wiccans begin taking out long sticks and ride along the sides of the mass of darkness and begin like corralling people out of it, but like beating them with sticks, literally just being like, get the fuck out of there, what the fuck is this shit?
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And specifically you see those nobles riding their horses out of the darkness, and now they're just booking it for Erin. And you guys finally get to Aaron, but you guys wait outside, and you or Duker wait there until every single last refugee gets through those doors. Soldiers begin helping soldiers inside the inside the city. Get to it. But yeah. Sorry, I'm just trying to find where I was in my basically as you guys get through the doors and stuff like that, Duker literally is like holding the last child and hands her over to the soldier, and he's all like, "Now run, Captain, but tell me your name, for there may well be a mother or father still alive for that child." "Kneb, sir, and I'll take care of the last until then, I swear it." "Sir?" What? I'm sorry, sir." "Your loyalties to the city are sworn to defend, Captain." I know, sir, but those soldiers on the walls, sir, well, they're as close as they're allowed to get, if you understand me, and they're not happy about it." "They're not alone in that. Now get going, Captain." And as Duker finally brings his horse through the gates, gauntleted hands reach out and grasp and hold through the reins, dragging his mare to a stuttering halt. A smaller hand now reaches up and closes on his wrist as he's getting off, and you see Nether's face, sick with dread. And she says, "To the tower! Quickly!"
Who's grabbing him? Is Nether grabbing him or just a mystery person?
Nether's grabbing him. Just a second, though. I'm gonna get you guys up, y'all. Just a second. Someone. Turn on this. But yeah, she's like, "To the tower, quickly!" And you guys all come out. Kind of like running up, checking out the scene,
Ah!
and like look over the walls and stuff if you want. You get away from the high fist.
Okay.
But
What are we
yeah,
looking for?
okay, well, let me just narrate this. As you guys are led through the archway leading to a gloomy landing with stone steps ring along the inside of the tower, and a strange murmuring sound is building from Aaron's walls. A sound of darkness that fills the dusty air. The sound from the city walls builds to a roar, a wordless cry of outrage, horror, and anguish. It echoes with mad intent within the tower and rises in timbre with each step you take as your group, the historian, Duker, and the warlock Nether, climb the tower steps. As you near the shaft of bright light directly beneath the roof of Hatch, a quavering voice reaches down. "There's too many! I can do nothing! No! Gods forgive me! Too many! Too many!" And at this, I'm gonna go take a fucking bong hoot, cause shit's about to get fucking real, guys.
Oh god. What just happened?
Pardon?
I'm not sure, but it's time to go. Anybody seen a dementia door before?
Okay, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna go to the bathroom, have a banku, and we'll get into it.
I feel... I don't want to be here.
Yeah, this is getting fucking scary.
I shoulda just taken some honey. Oh, watch out. Pigu's touching people. He
Are you
must...
saying that to Mariana?
Yeah. Like, hey Mariana, like, has Pigu been trying to touch you lately?
Do you think I would let Pigu touch me?
Well, that's not what I'm
No,
asking. Did he try though?
No, he didn't. Why?
He tried to touch me like twice. It was really weird. Back while we were marching.
That's odd.
He was talking to a marble too.
Marble.
Yeah, he was like talking to his god or something.
I don't know. To be honest with you, I think Pigu's a little crazy.
Yeah, I was just curious if he was trying to touch you too.
Well,
Watch out, he might have something on his hand or something. He said he was going to fix me. Or try
Fix you.
to. Yeah, really weirdly.
that does sound weird.
That was
Maybe-
while he was talking to his marble.
Maybe you should ride maybe a little further up next to me or something, or next to Visa. Somewhere
Yeah.
where we can keep an eye on you.
Keep an eye on him.
Well, yeah, no, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I don't trust him. You should have heard him talking to that thing. It was so
Well,
weird.
Pigu doesn't have a whole lot of friends. That's just my assumption.
Oh, speaking of
Constant
friends, have you heard anything from Grey Frog?
No. I thought... What happened? I thought you bound him to me then.
No, he was bound to me, but he can talk to all of us after he meets us or something like that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
haven't heard anything from him.
I'm
And
back.
there's that other one too. Hey Pigu, what was the other one's name? Like
I
Grey
think
Frog.
Yeehaw? Yeehaw maybe? Like a cowboy?
Yisha.
Yisha, yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're
No,
out
no,
in the
no,
sands.
no. I'm pretty sure it's Yeehaw. No Shaw. Haw.
I told you he was weird.
Okay. But yeah. The warlock and the historian ascend the ladder, and you follow, and you emerge onto a broad platform. Three figures stand at the outer wall. None you recognize, but the tall, wiry, slope-shouldered man, wearing clothes and ornate armor to beggar a king, can safely be assumed to be High Fist Cormclaw. His pale hands are skittering along the top of the battlements like trapped birds. Beside him, to one side, over here, is a man in silks with greasy black hair, most likely a retainer or advisor of some sort. And over here is a soldier in functional armor, a torque on his left arm denoting him garrison commander. He holds his burly arms wrapped around himself as if trying to crush his own bone. The stress bound within him seems as if it's about to explode. Near the hatch sits Nil, a disarrayed jumble of limbs. The young warlock turns his gray-aged face at you as Nether sweeps down to wrap her brother in a fierce hug, and she seems unwilling or unable to relax this embrace. The soldiers lining the walls are now screaming, a sound that cuts the air like Hood's own scythe. Panic surges through you, and you follow the rapt gaze of the soldiers, and you look out to the slope, to the nearest hill outside the city of near Aaron Way. Coltane. Above a contracting mass of less than 400 soldiers, 3 standards wave. The 7th, the polished articulated dog skeleton of the foolish dog clan, and the crow's black wings surmounting a bronze disc that flashes in the sunlight. Defiant and proud, the bearers continue to hold them high. On all sides, pressing in with bestial frenzy, are Corbolodom's thousands, a mass of foot soldiers devoid of all discipline, interested only in slaughter. Renegade horse warriors ride past them, blocking off all retreat, and as you watch, a platform is being raised on the closest hill to the slaughter. On it stands Cobolodom and Camus Brulot, watching as their armies butcher the remaining soldiers of the 7th and the Wiccan clan. Your eyes return to Coltane, at the hill's summit, amidst the knot of Minster's engineers and a score of Lull's marines. His shield is a shattered mast. You see Captain Bolt, guiding the Wiccan retreat to the hill's summit. Cattle dogs rush through the Wiccan veterans even as arrows sweep down through them in waves. Among the dogs, one stands out, studded by arrows but still fighting on. The horses are gone, the Weasel clan is gone, the foolish dog warriors but a score in number, surrounding and protecting half a dozen old men and horsewives. Of the Crow clan warriors, it is clear that Fisk Coltane and Captain Colonel Bolt are the last. The soldiers of the 7th, few with any armor with the name remaining, who had ringed themselves around the others, many of them too tired to raise weapons, stand their ground as they are cut to pieces. No quarter is given. Every soldier who falls with wounds is summarily butchered, their helmets torn off, their forearms shattered as they seek to ward off the attacks, their skulls crumpled to multiple blows. The historian Duker reaches out and grasps the high fist, but is held back by the garrison commander. The high fist flinches back from this. Like he's like, get away from me. You do not understand. I cannot save them. There's too many. Too many. You can, you bastard. A sortie can drive through to that mound. A cordon, damn you. No, we'll be crushed. I must not. And then he's gonna speak up. You're right, historian. He won't do it. The high fist won't let us save them. And he's like holding him back as Duker's like still struggling. For Hood's sake, we've tried. We've all tried. And then this guy's just gonna step up here. And he's just like, my heart weeps, historian. The high fist cannot be swayed. This is murder, for the which Corbolodom shall pay, and dearly. You turn back now to the soldiers being slaughtered. You see fewer than 100 soldiers still upright on the hill, but it has been full-scale slaughter. The only real battle that remains is among Corbolodom forces to deliver the final blow. How Coltane had made it this far baffles all of you, as he must have fought a battle that ran without pause for the 2 days you had been marching. A battle that ensured the survival of the refugees, of you. You think to yourselves and realize this is why the dust cloud behind you was so slow to approach. The last remaining soldiers fall and vanish beneath a swarm of bodies, using naught but flesh and bone to defend their fists. You see Bolt and the standard bearer List fighting back to back. Bolt is pierced through by various spears and lances, and even as he is pinned to the ground, he severs the leg of one attacker before he is butchered beneath a flurry of blows. The standard bearer List plants the standard upright between corpses and leaps forward in a desperate effort to defend Coltane. A blade neatly decapitates him mid-stride, sending his head toppling back to the bloody jumble at the base of the standard. Scalps are lifted as trophies are being collected while Coltane is swarmed by enemy soldiers and goes down to the ground, and out of sight after a few more moments of desperate defiance. You see the lone surviving, arrow-studded cattle dog rush to where Coltane had fallen, but then a lance spears the beast, raising it high. It writhes as it slides down the shaft of the lance, and delivers one final death upon the enemy, the man gripping the weapon, as in its final moments, it writhes into range of the man's throat, and sinks its fangs deep into the flesh. Then it too is gone. The crow standard leans to one side, then pitches down, vanishing in the press. Duker stands in disbelief as what he has seen, as you hear Nether emit a high-pitched wail. Ah! You turn to see her holding her brother, but her head is tilted back, her eyes wide, as shadow sweeps over all of you. You hear Duker mumble something under his breath as he looks up in disbelief. And to Sormo Nath, the elder warlock, there on the wall of Unta, there came 11 to take the great man's soul, for no single creature could hold it all. 11. But as you look up now, the sky above the city is filled with crows. A black sea of wings closing on all sides, and Nether's wail grows louder and louder, as if her soul is being ripped from her throat. It's not over. Yes, Duker has breasts. Sorry.
Duker has breasts.
Okay, you see the swarming mass where Coltane fell, raising a corpse. A cross, sorry. And on it, the living man, Coltane. The crows sweep down towards Coltane, but as this happens, you see a wave of sorcery erupt from Camus Rouleau, the high renegade mage, which slams into the mass of crows, sending singed feathers and scorched birds falling from the sky. Nether cries out, "No! They won't release him!" She screams as she tears hair from her head, leaving blood running down her face. You watch as the mass of birds is back by sorcery, torn apart and reforming again and again, as the number of birds is immeasurable. Nether releases her brother and attempts to leap from the walls, but is held back by Duker. "Release his soul! Release it from the flesh! Release him!" Of the crows, Camus Rouleau's sorcery obliterates 100 more. This guy right here starts calling out, "Get me Squint! Get me Squint, soldier! Now!" And this guy goes running down.
I'm running.
And a guy comes running back up. And he comes up, he's like, "I've been down helping the refugees, sir. What's going on? Just get over here!" He kind of looks out at the scene. "Mercy. Well? That's 1,000 paces, Blistig." "I know." "Might take more than one shot." "Then get started, damn you!" "I'll aim for the chest. Bigger target, sir." "Another word and I'll have your tongue, Squint." But that's gotta be Coltane, sir. You want me to kill Coltane?" "Squint!" "Release him! Please!" The archer studies her for a moment while pulling back the bowstring. Tears stream down his face. How can the man see through those tears? You have no idea. Finding his aim, he releases the bowstring, and it thrums as a long-shafted arrow cuts through the sky. Oh God. Too high? Too high? And the arrow rises, sweeps through the massed crows, untouched and unwavering, and begins arcing down. As you look, you can swear that Coltane lifts his head to look up and lifts his gaze to greet that gift. As the iron-headed arrow impacts his forehead, shatters bone, sinks deep into his brain, killing him. The warriors surrounding the crucified Coltane step back, startled by the arrow, and as the sorcery stops for a moment, the cloud of crows descend upon Coltane and the cross, and when they explode outwards moments later, the leader of the Crow clan is gone. This guy literally just like drops the bow and falls to the ground, starts crying. I killed him. I killed Coltane. Who took that man's life? Some old broken soldier of the High Fist's army. He killed Coltane. Oh, Beru, have mercy on my soul. Duker walks up to the guy and just like hugs him, holds him tightly, and he just like collapses into his arms, crying. Blistig walks up and starts to like pat him on the back, yanks him upright a little bit too. Before the day's through, you bastard, 10,000 soldiers will be voicing your name, like a prayer, Squint, like a hood-damned prayer. You yourselves squeeze your eyes to shut this out. It has been a day for holding broken figures and arms. But who will hold you as you shake your heads as if to deny the reality of this day? Thrice denied by the High Fist, Coltane is dead. They are all dead. And that is the end of this day. And you guys are kind of led down. You just kind of hang like you hang out with Duker for a while, but no one really says anything to anyone unless you guys want to talk about what's just happened. Like, I've noticed you guys have been typing this whole time, but there goes the Rasputin.
Things are looking really dire here.
Yeah. Okay, well basically this is what happens. Like it's nighttime now, and Corbolo Dom's warriors outside celebrate their triumph throughout the hours of darkness after the fall of Coltane. Like the sound of their revelry kind of drifts over the walls. Duker kind of just wanders around aimlessly through the crowds. Figures loom before you guys every now and then, blurred faces murmuring meaningless words of offering information, what they can like what they each believed, hoped would like soothe you guys or whatever. And the Wiccans, they've claimed Nil and Nether and now protect them with a fierceness that no one dares challenge. Like no one's getting near the warlocks. No one's going near the Wiccans. They found a bar. They kicked everybody out. It's theirs now. They're just no one's allowed in there. Fuck off. But yeah. Countless refugees, besides, have been retrieved from the like very edge of death. Each one a source of savage defiance. And anyway, those few for whom the final flight and perhaps like salvation itself had proved too much for them. Some people like literally like they got through the gate and just kind of died. You know, like almost as if like
from
they
exhaustion, or it's
yeah from just exhaustion. You know, like they tried to be like they tried to help these people, but there's just nothing they could do. They were already too far gone. And yeah, the Salanda with its load of wounded soldiers has not arrived. And yeah, you guys learned that from that Tamul Wiccan guy. He briefly spoke to Duker and just let you guys know that the boat full of wounded people hasn't shown up yet.
He hasn't shown up yet.
What boat?
Yeah. And that left a while ago, right? Yeah, never showed up yet.
What was that? What boat?
Pardon?
What
The-
boat?
The boat you guys got on with the refugees and everyone when you were attacked in the cavern by you were ambushed by that tribe, and those guys threw the ladders down. Right after you tripped on Honey, the first time.
Did the whole boat come back to this realm?
Didn't
Yeah,
we go
you
to a
guys.
portal?
Yeah, and they loaded it up with wounded soldiers, and it was supposed to go to Aaron to deliver the wounded soldiers, but it never got there.
I think this is the session I missed. I remember nothing of this.
With the crazed mage.
Yeah, we got there, and then we teleported through.
Yeah, no, you did magics. You did magics on the crazed mage.
Yeah.
That was your first, like, that was your coming out.
Yeah,
I don't
you
remember
were there,
anything
and then-
after that.
And then you guys went through those Talanamas, the undead people that like can turn into dust and just go wherever as dust. They used Pigu for a ritual, made him pass out.
Yeah, we got sick tans.
You guys got sick tans going through their warren, and then you came back, landed, met up with the army. The guy who you were with made a bunch of like wisecracks to the officers and Coltane, and then Coltane punched him in the face, broke his hand doing that because he said that. And then Nil and Nether freaked out, saying that all you guys have almost ascended, basically, by going through that warren. Like, none of you guys remember that. And then he's like, load it up with all the wounded and take them to Aaron. But yeah, that boat hasn't arrived yet. Has not arrived yet.
And how come we're not on the boat? Oh, I sort of remember something like this.
It wasn't big enough for everyone.
Sons of bitches.
And they figured it was better to get the wounded back so that hopefully they could maybe live.
I'm a
But,
doctor, damn it.
But anyways, someone comes up and like starts shaking Duker, being like, I'm trying to get through to you, historian, and he's just like kind of like numb, being shook, like he's just like completely in a daze over what's happened. Can't believe that the garrison army didn't go out and save Coltane. But yeah, they start shaking him,
Yeah,
and
that's quite the scene.
they're basically they're starting to be. This guy's freaking out. He's like, historian, they're starting to arrest people. You got to get to the palace. You need to talk to them. Our only reports have come from that fucking noblewoman Nepthara, and we need a soldier's assessment. You understand? We gotta. It's almost dawn. And then Duker kind of like finally snaps. He's like, What are you talking about? Malik Rel has gotten through to Pormcall. Hood knows but he has. We're going to strike Corbolodrom's army in less than an hour's time. When they're still drunk, still exhausted. We're marching out, Duker. Do you understand me? How many are out there? We need reliable estimates. Thousands. Tens of thousands. Hundreds. Think, damn you! If we can knock these bastards out before Shaik arrives. I thought Shaik was dead. Bah! There's some Shaik reborn out there now. Now the rebellion's even more fervent than ever. I don't know, Ballistic. That army grew with every hood-cursed league. Nepthara judges just under 10,000. Well, she's a fucking fool. She's also laying the deaths of thousands of innocent refugees at Coltane's feet. What? Don't you see? Without you, Duker, the version of what happened out there, their version of what happened out there will win the day. It's already spread through the ranks and it's damn troubling. Certainty's crumbling. The desire for vengeance is weakening. Where is she? Nepthara, where? She's with Pormqual and Malik Rel in the palace. Take me there. And before they leave, Duker walks up to Mariana and you guys, and he's like, Sergeant, come with me. Bring your squad.
Okay. Come on, guys. I said, come on, guys. Fuck.
I am gone. I did not stick around.
Yeet.
Grumble, 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 grumble.
Did
Don't like
did
me,
you
told what to
actually
do.
did you actually like dip out, Ozzo?
Oh yeah.
Because none of you like you guys can like speak up. Like what did you guys do like
I
while all of this is happening?
slowly walked to the back of the crowd and then just fucked off. I was like, I ain't dealing with any of this bird shit, and I left at that
Cool.
point.
Cool. Give me a stealth check.
Do I notice?
Give
I
me
think
a
we were
perception check.
interacting a little bit.
I know, but like, did you actually fuck off?
I don't know if you'd noticed then.
Yeah, that's okay.
If you want to attempt to run away, Ozzo, give me a stealth check, and Mariana, give me a perception check. And keep in mind, Ozzo, I believe, are you wearing chainmail?
I don't think so. I don't think I ever put that on.
You're just carrying it. Okay.
Am I?
No, you're still wearing leathers, so
Yeah,
yeah,
it's-
you're not at advantage.
Yeah, and I got rid of the chainmail too.
You fucking light marine, you crossbow. Oh,
I mean, I was whispering to her.
Mariana's like, where are you going?
Actually,
You totally noticed Adam.
can I lock eyes with Ozzo as he's running? Like at some point,
As I'm trying
Like-
to sneak away.
yep, she's going to look at you, and then pretend she didn't see you. Like, she makes
Oh.
it very obvious that she kind of like pretends that
Like-
Ozzo
like-
isn't there.
Like, I know you never wanted to be a soldier, just go.
Well, yeah, basically, she's not faulting him for this. She completely understands. And she's
Especially
kind of,
hearing that most of like the Wiccans and stuff are being like arrested, and various soldiers, like the people who were on escort duty, are slowly getting arrested. That's what the guy told Duker. That's why he's like rushing to the palace to be like, "What the fuck? What's going on? Why are we being arrested?"
yeah. But basically, just from that, like, does Ozzo see that Mariana's looking at him?
I guess so.
I don't know. Ozzo, do you give me a perception check?
To see which direction.
Well,
I'm looking.
no. You notice that you've been caught. You lock eyes with her.
I'd still be like, right? We'll go through our like little typed role play, but you know, like I tell you, like I don't like that guy. I get super bad vibes from him, and then I'm like, we should run. And I guess you look back, and I'm like 10 feet further back into the crowd, like sneaking. I'm like, oh fuck,
You're getting
she sees
super
me.
bad vibes from who?
She wants to, as he's like closer to the door, she's gonna like lock eyes with him or whatever. Just as he's like just about to get out of the room or whatever, and she
Yeah.
locks eyes with him.
And I'll like motion
Yeah.
for
And then-
you to follow me.
I turn my head away and pretend I don't see Ozzo leaving.
So then I
Pretend-
open the door quickly and just like get through it.
Okay. Well, Ozzo, you are wandering through the city on your own,
Sneaky.
and as you're doing so,
No.
I'm gonna have you. Where are you trying to go in the city?
Oh, definitely the ports.
So you're trying to
Docks.
get to like the dock district. Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys are currently and the palace. Yeah. And you want to get...
Yeah, I might actually just get out of the city.
Oh, the gates are barred.
Okay. Well, then they're
Because
probably not letting boats in and out then.
Well, they're like letting basically they're not letting boats in and out then, and you think that's most likely why the boat full of wounded soldiers hasn't arrived yet, because you can see out in the bay, like as you guys were approaching, there was a boot ton of ships in the bay, just all kind of out there. Didn't notice this Solanda though.
Yeah,
But
I would definitely head that direction.
Thankfully for you guys though, the rebellion has no navy to speak of. So
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'd definitely go towards where there's boats and maybe possibly where the injured boat could arrive.
do you keep your armor and arms on?
Yeah.
Do you keep your Malazan tabard on?
No. I think I would have
Okay.
removed that at any point that I was allowed to, but if they would have to just like keep telling me to put it back on.
This would be the only time you're basically allowed to take it off.
Yeah, I'd tear that
Like
thing off.
unless you're sleeping in your tent.
I'd tear it off
Okay.
and just throw it in the streets while I'm running.
Cool. Give me a stealth check as you do that.
As I run sneaky.
As you're
I'm on the
running
rooftop.
through crowded city streets where there are various garrison forces.
Yeah, I try to be not too obvious.
Oh yeah, totally.
Nice.
I know how to blend in.
Okay. Cool. So you're like running through, and give me another stealth check.
Yeah.
Cool.
Whoa.
You're briefly stopped by some guards, and they're just like, "Hold. Have you seen any of the escortees that came with the refugees? They're all to be placed under arrest. Order of the High Fist."
I interrupt him while he's talking, and I'm like, I gotta make it to the docks before the wounded soldiers arrive by ship. Get out of my way.
What wounded soldiers? What?
Speak to your captain!
Hey! Stop! Guards, after him! Are you just running away?
Yup.
They're chasing you!
Amazing.
Give me an athletics check. Try and outrun them. And a stealth check to try to lose them. No, they run you the fuck down and they tackle you to the ground. Give me an athletics check to resist them.
Or acrobatics?
Or acrobatics.
Slightly better. Slightly.
But keep in mind this is two... Yeah, no, they both get you. Barely though.
Yeah,
Barely.
wow.
You're giving them a run for their money. But yeah, you are dragged off to jail. And they throw you in a cell, lock it, take all your shit, and you are left there for the night. But now, back to what happens to Mariana and the rest. Alrighty. That was interesting.
That was.
That was fantastic.
Is it? Not, I'm sorry. Like, I don't mean for this to come across as insulting. Is this like not how you would picture it go for Ozzo?
Not in the least. Honestly, I thought he was gonna get away.
I was rooting for him. I was.
Me too.
I was true to
He
his
was
character.
rolling
Very
so
flaky.
good. But hey, he's gotten his comeuppance. He is now in jail.
Yeah, those are some amazing rolls.
You almost got away
His-
from one of
His
them.
his first night out, and he gets caught.
Because he starts yelling about wounded soldiers at the docks, and they're like, "Wait, what are you saying? Like, let us question you." And he just runs. Of course, they're going to arrest him.
Crazy.
You're obvious. You're hiding stuff. You know about wounded soldiers. You're going to be getting questioned. You're
He's
not
being, like,
technically
completely
under arrest.
honest about
You're
like
in a
why
holding
people should
cell.
question him. Like very upfront.
Like you are detained, but you haven't been charged with anything. The Malazan law system is very modern.
I am plotting my escape the whole way.
Alrighty.
Do they take everything from me or just put me in the cell?
Oh no, they like take any. They take your weapons. They take any. Basically, they just leave you with your clothes. Like they take your armor. You're left with your simple clothes or whatever clothes you have.
But like my food and my spices.
Oh yeah, they take that. They take your honey too.
Sons of bitches.
Oh, that's gonna. Yeah.
Guards are about to pass out and have the night of their lives.
So anyway, you guys are being led to the palace, and as you're being led there, you're being led by Captain Blistig. You guys are all on this page, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sorry, I forgot if I switched it or not. But yeah, this guy's like leading you here, and on the way, he's kind of like, Fenner's Tusk, it might be too late. Take me to Pormqual, take me to Malik Rel. Come on, Blistig, we gotta get there fast. And he's kind of like, okay, follow me then. And then like you guys are pushing through the crowd, and Blistig's just like, Porqualm's ordered my garrison out with them. Rear guard. That's in defiance of my responsibility. My task is to defend this city, yet the High Fist has been conscripting from my own soldiers, bleeding the companies. I'm down to 300 now, barely enough to hold the walls, especially with all the Red Blades under arrest. And Duker's like, under arrest? Why? Seven Cities blood. Pormqual doesn't trust them. The fool! They're the most loyal soldiers of the Empire I've ever known. I agree, historian, but my opinion is worthless. Well, mine had better not be. Then Blistig's all like, just kind of like, do you support the High Fist decision to attack? And Duker's like, no! And then he's like, why? Because we don't know how many are out there. Wiser to wait for Tavor. Wiser still to let Corbolo fling his warriors against these walls. Blistig nods. We'd cut them to pieces. The question is, can you convince Pormqual of all you've just said? You know him. I don't. And you kind of see like the commander's face like drop at that, and he's like, let's go. And you guys literally just book it through the crowd. Captain Blistig literally like just kicks one guy right out the fucking way. So you guys get in here, and just a second. Boom. She comes in from a side passage here, um, leading a couple. Well, she actually brings like 3 horses in, one for each of them. It's Balthazar. No, it is not. And they kind of all get like, well, she doesn't mount, but she's like getting ready to, kind of thing. And you can see that this horse here is actually Duker's. So, anyways, yeah. You guys get in there, and the standards of the High Fist army, flanked by a mountain of non-fig, blah 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 blah. There's like a bunch of like mounted figures outside the palace before you get there, kind of thing. But anyways, you see him seated atop this war horse in his super ornate armor, more decorative than functional. The jeweled hilt of a Grecian broadsword jutted from one hip, and the helm bears a gold-threaded sunburst on the polished iron skull cap. But his face looks sickly and bloodless. And Malik Rel sits atop a horse beside him, silk cloaked and weaponless, a sea of blue cloth wrapped about his head. And various officers and soldiers are just, running up and down. But yeah, among the group, you specifically see this bitch. And basically, Duker gets like really mad and kind of wants to like rush forward towards this woman, but is held back by Captain Blistig yet again, who is all like, "Leave that till later, man. You've got a more immediate responsibility to deal with." Trembling, you can see Duker forcing his rage back, and he kind of like manages a nod. Historian walks up, and this guy kind of trots down on his horse and is all like, "Historian, your arrival is timely. We have 2 tasks before us this day, both of which require your presence." High Fist, "Silence! Interrupt me again, and I'll have your tongue cut out. First of all, you shall accompany us in the battle to come, to witness the proper means of dealing with that rabble outside. The selling of the lives of innocent refugees is not a bargain I shall make. There shall be no repetition of earlier tragedies, earlier crimes of treason. The fools out there have only now settled to sleep, and they shall pay for that stupidity, I assure you. Then, when the renegades have been slaughtered, we shall attend to other responsibilities, primarily your arrest, the arrest of your sergeant and your fellow soldiers, the arrest of the warlocks known as Nil and Neva, the last remaining officers of Coltain's horrific command, and I shall assure you the punishment following your conviction shall match the severity of your crime.
What?
Alas, this beast here is hardly fit company for us, but it shall suffice for you. Nepthara, if you would be so kind." And she kind of like leads Duker's horse to him, and just kind of like stands off to the side, like smiling, smug as fuck. And then the High Fist is going to address him. Pardon?
What's this? Are we getting arrested?
Yeah.
Fuck this lady.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like fuck her sideways. She's just fucking everything up.
Yup.
She is like, "I am righteous and right, and you are wrong. Get in jail."
Yup.
So she's calling the shots over High Fist Promqual.
No, High Fist, Pormqual is the one saying that, but Nepthara is like the one sitting like to the side all smug, and he asked her to bring Duker his horse.
Oh my god, this lady.
Yeah.
This
But anyways, the High Fist is going to continue. "Commander Blistig, prepare your force soldiers for marching. We wish our rearguard to be no more and no less than 300 paces behind us. I trust that it is within your capabilities. If not, inform me now, and I shall happily place someone else in command of the garrison." "High Fist, High Fist. Sorry. The task is within my capabilities. Is it? It seems you are mistaking my rank. Sorry, sir. Just a little startled by the events here. Well, there's more to come. And yeah, he kind of like rolls out, and Duker gets up on his horse. Um, these two, well, soldiers come forward. They actually take Pigu and Viso away, but the High Fist looks at Sergeant Mariana and is like, "You're sergeant, an officer, and therefore you shall witness this battle as well. Perhaps you will learn why your coming court-martial is well deserved."
What? Fuck no.
Oh yeah.
This is bullshit. Mariana's gonna be like, what fucking charge? This is
Nexar
totally.
walks up between you guys and is like, "Well, you both should have treated me with more respect. I suppose you see that now, although
Can
it's
I?
come too late for you."
I am
But
not letting this bitch get away with this.
listen. What's gonna happen though?
But can I
Um,
interject? If okay, I will let you do it. But can
you
I
can mostly
interject?
you can interject. What do you want to interject?
Like, so she's just revealed like you should have acted nicer, blah blah blah, and Mariana realizes that she may be fucked here. Like, so I'd like to whip out my longsword and like slash her across the face.
I'm going to not let. Do it. Do it. Do it. Roll. Roll. You cut her right, like, just right across the throat, and blood gushes out all over you, and she falls to the floor. Soldiers rush forward.
Yeah, no.
But
Just
wait.
okay.
And then Duker's like, "Ha! And there's one last insult for you, Nepthara." And like as the soldiers rush forward around all of you, Duker's kind of like, "By all means, I'm pretty sure we're both welcoming an end to this." And then Pormquell's like, "You shall not be so fortunate." And then Duker's all like, "You've already convicted us as executioners. What's one more, you craven pile of dung? And as for you, Gistal, come closer. My life's still incomplete." And this guy's kind of like gonna give him a wide fucking berth. But yeah, no one really notices the him at this point. Like, you guys don't notice this, but at the word Gistal, he goes like, "Oh," and like freaks out and just kind of like slowly goes through that side passage there.
Aru?
But yeah.
Yeah, we don't notice that, but he yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's what happens, but you don't notice it.
Yeah, no. Mariana kind of like as this lady like gets to talking, I want to dress this scene up. Like there's a moment of like couple moments of silence or whatever after her remark, and Mariana kind of like gives like a little smug smirk, like, huh. And then she like pulls her sword out and like slashes the lady across the throat. So, are any of the guards like attacking or like trying to apprehend me at this point, or?
Well, all these guys like rush forward here, and these crossbowmen already crossbows on you, but the High Fist is calling them off. Instead, you are just escorted out with to the rest of the army and thrown into the ranks, but your weapons are taken from you. And then Nephthara's body is dragged away.
That bitch is dead.
But yeah, this is gonna be pretty much mostly theater of the mind for Mariana here. But yeah, getting back to Pigu and Viso, um, you guys are taken and thrown into jail. But later that evening,
Wait.
Cap-
What type of jail?
um, military jail. You're thrown in with various Red Blades and other people.
Okay, and what? Just like normal metal bars?
Yeah, but what's gonna happen is later that evening, um, like after what's going to like happen with Marianne and stuff happens, this he comes in,
yeah.
Captain Ballistic comes in and he releases you guys, but he also comes in with a released Ozzo. And he's like, yeah, Ozzo, you had been released that evening as well by Captain Blistig of the city garrison, and he takes all four of you, all three of you, to the docks and waiting there, where he says there's a dinghy waiting. But I'm gonna get back to Mariana right now.
Yeah. Where's Mariana, guys?
So, Mariana, you, Duker, and the rest of the 10,000 soldiers are going to ride out into battle with Corbolo Dom.
Oh.
And
shit.
yeah, basically, the High Fist cavalry rides hard to either side, quickly outpacing the foot soldiers, which Mariana, you are part of, and leading is leading the foot soldiers is the High Fist, Malik Rel, and well, Duker is there riding with them, but he has mounted guards like ready to basically take him out if he tries anything. But yeah, as I said, they're quickly outpacing the foot soldiers as they push to complete encirclement of the rebel army. Both wings ride beyond your line of sight and into the evenly distributed hills around Erin. The High Fist legions move at double time, silent and determined. They have no hope of catching the fleeing army until the cavalry has completed the encirclement, closing off all avenues of escape. And Malik Rel, seeing this, is all like, "As you predicted, High Fist, they are routed. But
Matt,
they
are
shall
you
not
talking shit
escape."
about- Is Ozzo talking shit about Mariana?
Throwing some shade.
Fuck you.
You know nothing.
As a player, I hope your character rots in jail.
No, we just got
Like-
released. And we're going to the docks to get a dinghy.
But yeah.
Sorry, Evan.
Anyways, Malik Rel's all like, "As you predicted, High Fist, they are routed." And then Pormqual's all like, but they shall not escape, shall they?" And like they kind of just like laugh, and you can see that like Pormqual is like pitching unevenly in his saddle. Like the guy doesn't even know how to fucking ride a horse. Like he sucks. But yeah, your pursuit takes you up and over a hill, and you guys literally walk through the corpses of the Seventh and the Wiccans. Those looted bodies are spread northward in a wide swath, mapping the route of Coltane's running battle. Over the next hill and stuff, they're around the base and of the one beyond that as well. You can see Duker struggling to keep from scanning those corpses, seeking familiar faces and the unfamiliar expressions of death. But yeah, Pormqual cries out, and he's like, "The encirclement is complete! See the dust?" And you give me a perception check, Mariana.
Oh dear.
Look for a way out.
One sec. I'm trying to get my. Okay, my character. Yeah, my character sheet's not opening. There we go.
Okay, so you notice this. Basically, as you look towards the hills, faintly you hear the sounds of battle. A moment later, those sounds begin to diminish, while the rising dust thickens and deepens. And your infantry unit is now marching down into a basin. You feel as though something's wrong. And as you get that feeling, the fleeing soldiers of the cavalry have now reached the crest on all sides, but the south. But instead of continuing their panic pace, they slowed, readied their weapons, and turn around. And the curtain of dust climbs higher beyond those warriors. Then mounted figures appear, not Pormqual's cavalry, but tribal riders. A moment later, a ring of foot soldiers thickens the ranks and joins them. And Duker kind of like spins in his saddle. He looks at you and he says, "And so we ride into the simplest of traps." And Pormqual's like, "Malik, what is happening? What has happened?" And he's all like, "Treachery! This is your doing, historian! Part of the bargain Nepthara hinted at. More, I see sorcery around you now. You have been communicating with Corbolo Dom. Gods, we were fools!" Duker just ignores him. Obviously, the High Fist cavalry has been annihilated. We are surrounded! They are in the tens of thousands! We shall be slaughtered! He points at the historian. "Kill him! Kill him!" Wait. No, wait. Actually, High Fist, leave him to me, I beg you. Be assured that I shall exact a worthy punishment. As you say then, but what shall we do, Malik? There, riders approach us under a white flag. Let us see what Corbolo Dom proposes, High Fist. What have we to lose? I cannot speak with them. I cannot think. Malik, please. Very well. And he rides off on his horse to go talk to these people. Goes and talks to them. Blah, 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 blah. Comes back. You're kind of like brought up front and center a little bit too, because you're special. But yeah, as that's happening, like as he goes back and stuff, Duker's kind of like mentioning to you, he's like, if we push back, we can break the elements to the south. A fighting withdrawal, maybe? But then the High Fist is all like, "Not another word from you, traitor!" And then as Malik Rel arrives back, he's all like, "Corbolo Dom has had enough of bloodshed, High Fist. Yesterday's slaughter has left him sickened." What does he propose then? "Our only hope, High Fist. You must command your army to lay down its arms, to pass them out to the edges, then withdraw into a compact mass in the center of this basin. They shall be prisoners of war, and therefore treated with mercy. As for you and me, we shall be made hostages. When Tavor arrives, arrangements will be made for our honorable return. High Fist, we have no choice in this matter." And at that, Duker's gonna like get off his horse. And Malik's all like, "Traitor! What are you doing?" "I'm freeing my horse. The enemy won't bother with her. She's too worn out to be of any use." Slaps her on the butt and she kind of just rides off. She'll head back to Aaron. It's the least I can do for her. And then ignoring this, Malik Rel's gonna turn to the High Fist, who is all like, "They await our reply." "What choice? Unlike Coltane, I must consider my soldiers. Their lives are worth everything. Peace will return to this land, sooner or later." Thousands of husbands, wives, and fathers and mothers will bless my name. To fight now, to seek out that bitter, pointless end? Oh, they will curse my name for all eternity. I cannot have that. Lay down your arms! Deliver the orders! All weapons to go to the edge and left there. The ranks to withdraw to the center of the basin. And you guys kind of like look at the four captains who listen in silence. And after a long moment, they salute and take they do it. And Mariana is pushed into that mass of soldiers as well. But yeah, the disarmament takes close to an hour. Malazan soldiers yielding their weapons in silence. Those weapons are then piled on the ground just beyond the phalanxes, and the soldiers make their way into the basin. Tribal horse warriors then ride down and collect the arms, and 20 minutes later, an army of 10,000 Malazans crowd the basin, weaponless and helpless. And Corbolodam's vanguard detaches from the forces on the North Ridge and ride down towards the High Fist. Like, they actually, like, come and talk. Well, specifically, Corbolodam. And as he approaches, he eyes Malik Rel and says, "Well done. I deliver to you High Fist Pormqual and his 10,000. More, I deliver to you the city Erin in Shaik's name." And then Duker just starts laughing. He's like, "Wrong. You've not delivered Erin Gistal. What claims do you make now, old man? I'm surprised you didn't notice. Too busy gloating, I guess. Take a close look at the companies around you, especially those to the south. Blistig! Seems the commander and his garrison decided to stay behind after all. Granted, there's only 200 or 300, but we both know that will be enough. For the week, or so until Tavor arrives. Erin's walls are high, well impregnated these days with Otadarol, I believe. Proof against any sorcery. Thinking on it, I would protect that there are red blades lining those walls now, as well as the garrison. You have failed in your betrayal, Gistal. Failed. The priest jerks forward at this and rides up to Duker and just backhand him. And the flesh of one of his cheek bursts and like blood flies because the guy's hand is just covered in rings. Kind of just gets knocked down. And the priest is all like, and he's all like, "Your death shall be." And then Corbolodam's like, "Silence." And Duker gets up, and this guy rides back away. He's like, "You are a historian who rode with Coltane. I am. You're a soldier, as you say. I do. And so you shall die with these soldiers in a manner no different. You mean to slaughter 10,000 unarmed men and women, Corbolodam? I mean to cripple Tavor before she even sets foot on this continent. I mean to make her too furious to think. I mean to crack the facade so she dreams of vengeance day and night, poisoning her every decision. You always fashioned yourself as the Empire's harshest fist, didn't you, Corbolodam? As if cruelty's a virtue. Best join the others now, Duker. A soldier of Coltane's army deserves that much. Same as your sergeant over there.
Damn it.
My mercy, however, does not extend to that one soldier whose arrow stole Coltane from our pleasure. Where is he, priest? He went missing, alas. Last seen an hour after the deed. Blistig had his soldiers search everywhere without success. Even if we had found him, he is with the garrison, afraid to say. There have been disappointments this day, Malik Rel. Then Pormqual is like, Corbolodam, sir? I do not understand. Clearly you don't. Gistal, Have you any particular fate in mind for this fool? None. He is yours. I cannot grant him the dignified sacrifice I have in mind for his soldiers. That would leave too bitter a taste in my mouth, I'm afraid. He raises his hand, and this guy here rides forward with a flail swinging and just literally smashes Pormcole's head right the fuck off. Like, hits it with so much force that it literally just tears off.
Jesus.
He's dead. He's dead in his saddle, and the horse freaks out at this and literally like rides down into the press where his body falls and is taken by the soldiers, and the horse runs off, taken by some tribal warriors. And it may be your imagination, Mariana, but it's although you can hear the harsh laughter of a god somewhere. And following,
Jesus God?
pardon?
Can I perceive what God?
You can make a perception or religion check.
That don't look too good.
Yeah, no, you can't tell what god it is. But yeah. Sadly to say, Mariana, your fate is not going to be the best.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
are
God.
marched to Aaron Way, where, like, along the road there are just nothing but like dead trees, basically. And there's no shortage of spikes, but it takes about a day and a half before the last screaming prisoners are nailed to the last cedars lining Aaron Way.
Wait, what?
10,000 dead and dying Malazans stared down on the wide, exquisitely engineered Imperial Road, eyes unseeing or eyes uncomprehending. It makes no difference. You're actually the last. Duker was just before you, and you watched him get nailed, scream, soil himself, and it is now your turn.
I'm getting crucified.
You are stripped of your arms and armor, left in rags, tied up to the tree, and then
hold on. How
Rust-
many people are there?
10,000 soldiers have now been. This has been done to. Technically,
Including
10,002
But yeah, okay.
Duker
But
men.
like, how many people are doing this to them? Is there like 5 guys?
Hundreds of thousands, and if you guys were up at the walls, which you are not, you would be able to see this. But you guys,
It's a lot of people.
I will get to you. I will get to you.
We're all gonna die.
This is like happening. Basically, when this starts happening, you guys were released because they can see what's going on outside. But anyways, Mariana, you are tied to the tree, and the rusty iron spikes driven through your wrists and upper arms to hold you in place, high on the tree.
This is not funny.
More
Fuck you.
spikes are hammered through your ankles and muscles of your outer thighs. The pain is unlike anything you've ever known. Yet even worse was the knowledge that the pain would accompany your entire final journey down into inventional unconsciousness. And with it, an added trauma where the images of the last 40 hours have been burned into your mind. You're you're well beyond shock at this point. But bringing you back is the greater pain when the ropes are taken for you and your full weight is left on the pinning spikes. And until that moment, you had truly believed that you had gone as far into agony as was humanly possible. You were wrong. And after what seems like an eternity, when the ceaseless shrieking of your sundered flesh has drowned out all else within, a cool, calm clarity emerges, and thoughts, scattered and wandering, rise into your fading awareness. You briefly think of that ghost that was following Liss. Why do you think of him now? Of that eternity of grief? What is he to you? What is anyone or anything to you now? You await Hood's gate at last. The time for memories, for regret and comprehensions is past. You must see now your you must see now that basically you're going to a place that's not so bad. It's full of your companions, your friends. List, Lull, hell, Coltane will be there. It's the last gift, and you're done with this world, for you are alone in it. Alone. But as you're like still in awareness, a ghostly tucked face rises in your mind's eye. And though you had never seen it before, you knew that the Jagat had found you. The gravest compassion fills the creature's unhuman eyes, a compassion that you cannot understand. Why grieve, Jagat? I shall not haunt eternity as you have done. I shall not return to this place, nor suffer again the losses of a mortal suffers in life and in living. Hood is about to bless me, Jagat. No need to grieve. Those thoughts echoed only a minute longer, as the Jagat's rabbit face faded and darkness clouds in around in your mind, and it swallows you whole. And with it, awareness ceases. And Mariana is dead. Not to be like harsh about it, but yeah. And
How did we get there?
Bye.
But getting back to Ozo, Pigu, and Viso, once you are released and led to the dock, Blistig says you have a dinghy waiting for you. And in that dinghy is waiting what appears to be similar to that Toblakai you saw earlier, a very large woman. And she's waiting in the dinghy. And she says, "Is this them?"
What?
Blistig goes, "Yeah, this is them," and urges you guys to get into the dinghy. And he says, "I've gotten you guys a position as caravanserai, guards for merchants. You're going north to Genebacus. Now,
What about you?
thing is, I have duties here. I have to wait for the adjunct. I'm basically the commander of the city now. I'm commander of the guard, captain of the guard. There's no one higher than me in the walls right now. I have a duty to attend. But what I'm doing for you, because God knows what's going to happen when all of this blows over, I just want to get you guys as far away from here as possible. I think you deserve that at least."
Help our friend.
Too late for that.
Already?
No, like, as there's only 300 soldiers within the walls right now. There's over 100,000 outside.
Yeah, I just mention it with the best hopes that he'll try something. Maybe look for her.
Yeah. That's like the best we can do, I guess. But yeah, as you guys get into the dinghy, he tells you guys that like you have a job guarding caravan. He set that up for you, but he basically tells you that he heard Dujek One Arm, the high fist of the Malazan forces in Janabekis, has been outlawed. He is considered a deserter and a traitor. And he says your best bet for survival on that continent is to ditch that job as soon as you can and try to find that army and join up with it. Because if you're Malazan, which Ozo is Malazan, Viso, Tigu, not a big problem. But Ozo, you'd have a fucking hard time in that continent. They'd be like, you're a dirty Malazan, go away. Or worse yet, they'll kill you. Or
But
instead
I've
of
got a sweet tan now.
you. It's not that sweet of a tan. They can tell. It's a good tan, don't get me wrong, but yeah.
I'm
But
only
yeah, you
slightly
guys get
tanned.
into this dinghy, head out to a ship, and yeah, you guys are basically going onto a boat.
And it's me, Pigu, and Viso, and a giant woman.
And a giant woman, and she introduces herself as Ibarra.
Yeah.
But she's not like 20 fucking feet tall.
Huh?
No,
missed something?
no.
She's
Who
just
is she?
large.
She's quite large.
Yeah, okay. But still medium of size?
Yeah,
So,
like you remember that half giant dude you met in the she's about that tall, like 8 foot.
It's a lot bigger.
I
than
am
that.
6'7", son.
You're 6'7", then she's 6'7", tall enough.
How about 7 feet? We can meet halfway.
7 feet, 7.
How tall is Ozzo? I think I made him short. I might not even have filled that in. I don't know, he's 6 feet, so yeah, you're a little bit taller. But I assume you look big, too. Like, you're not just tall and
She
lanky.
looks fit. She looks fit.
Okay. Yeah. I don't ask any questions.
But yeah,
Pigu,
another little.
what do you think of this situation? I changed my mind on my questions immediately.
Well, guys, can I? Did we just get introduced to Adam's new character? Is that what happened?
It appears
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. I thought there might have been some history that I was missing. Like this was a character we met like way long time ago.
No. You're meeting Adam's new character, and you're going to a different continent.
Okay, so we're just on a boat right now.
Yeah, you're going north to work as caravan guards. Caravan Sarai.
So I'm just like, Ibarra, you're from the north?
That I am.
What do you got up there? Snow?
Yep. And giants.
How about necromancers?
You know, I've never tried looking. But that's one bone fiddler I don't need.
Huh. Okay.
I'm choking right now. Oh my god.
Well, you know, if you ever hear about necromancers, I have an interest in them. You know.
Don't worry about
Kinda
this
weird.
guy. He talks to a marble.
You're a spunky little guy, aren't you?
Yeah.
I like your energy.
Good. I like you too. Now this guy, he's gonna try and lie to you. Now
Don't
trust
let him
us.
touch you, by the way.
We found him one night.
I mean,
after
he's
he
gotta
got
buy
high.
me a couple
We
of
spent
drinks before he
hours
can
and
do
hours
that.
searching for him. He has a thing for honey.
Oh yeah, do I still have my honey?
Yes. All your
Funny
items
you're
were
not a
returned
good
to you.
reader.
I offer some to
Unmolested.
her. I like open the jar. I'm like, try it.
She's gonna be like, I tried using that stuff for lubricant once, and I was just not having it. So
This
it
is
was a bad
edible
experience.
stuff.
Yeah, so I heard, but I'm just gonna turn it down.
Okay, I'm gonna take it away. Please don't touch my honey.
You see what I mean? Like, this one's a little odd.
So as you guys are sailing out north, you actually finally see the Salanda heading into port as ships are now being allowed to go back in. You see the wounded soldiers on deck. None have passed.
Wait a minute, Pigu. Does that mean you've used honey as lube too? Am I the crazy one in this situation?
Perhaps.
Oh,
Um,
I like
but
legitimately
stay
ask
silent.
Piju. Oh, you son of a bitch! I like go to grab you, but I remember I don't want to touch you, so I like jerk back. Like, oh, you motherfucker.
Var's like, okay.
So
Very much
Yeah,
like
I don't. I
Ivan.
don't sit beside Ivar, and I'm just like, he's making me uncomfortable right now. That's not just me, right?
It's like,
no.
I don't know. You
Why does
guys
this
seem
always
like
happen
wacky
to me?
people, but I like wacky people.
So, but yeah, basically, you guys see the Salanda go by as you're heading north, and this is where we're going to end Act 1. But I'm going to give you guys a bit of an epilogue just to tie up a couple loose ends, if that's all right, if you guys even care to listen about these loose ends. Because I'm sure there's some parts where you're like, what the fuck?
But there'll be some parts where we're like, oh damn!
Hopefully. Hopefully. But, yeah.
Ariana's dead.
Your death was brutal. You died like
So-
6 times in that thing.
So, going back to Fiddler, Crocus, and Aspelar. They are in another house, similar to that of Tremolor. We're here, says Fiddler. Dead house. Crocus is like, what makes you so sure? I smell Malaz Bay. Feel how damp the air is? This ain't Tremolor, lad. But we might be any house, in any place besides the bay. We might. And then Aspelar is like, it's simply a matter of finding out. You've hurt your ankle again, Fiddler. Aye. I wish Mapple and Ozzo were here with their healing. Can you walk much? Not much choice, not much choice is there? And then they're like, someone's home. I see a lantern lit. Oh, that's just wonderful. And they kind of like unsheath their weapons. Fiddler's like, put them away. Either we're guests or we're dead. Let's go introduce ourselves, shall we? As at Tremolor, a massive suit of armor fills an alcove in a hallway down the hall's length, and this one has seen serious battle. The group pauses to regard it briefly in silence before continuing on and opening the doors. Aspelar leading, they enter the main chamber. The flames in the stone fireplace seem to be burning without fuel, and a strange blackness around its edges reveals it as a small portal opened onto a warren of ceaseless fire. A figure, its back to them, stood staring into those flames. Dressed in faded ochre robes, the man was solid, broad shoulders, and at least 7 feet tall. A long iron-hued ponytail sweeps down between his shoulders, bound just above the small of his back with a dull length of chain. Your failure in taking a Carium has been noted. In the end, it was not us. It was Mappo. Oh yes, Mappo. The Trell. He has walked at Acarium's side too long, it seems. There are duties that surpass friendship. The elders scarred him deep when they destroyed an entire settlement and laid the blame at Acarium's feet. They imagined that would suffice. A watcher was needed, desperately. The one who had held that responsibility before had taken his own life. For months Acarium walked the land alone, and the threat was too great. The Azath had worked towards this taking for a long time, mortals. My son must be stopped. His rage is a poison. Some responsibilities surpass friendship, surpass even blood. We are sorry, but the task was ever beyond us, beyond those you see here. Perhaps you are right. It is my turn to apologize. I had such hopes. Why? Why is Icarium so cursed? Wounded warrens are a dangerous thing. Wounding one is far more so. My son sought a way to free me from the Azath. He failed, and was damaged. He did not understand, and now he never will, that I am content here. There are few places in all the realms that offer a Jagat peace, or rather, such peace as we are capable of achieving. Unlike your kind, we yearn for solitude, for that is our only safety. For Icarium, of course, there is another irony. Without memory, he knows nothing of what once motivated him. He knows nothing of wounded warrens or the secrets of the Azath. He knows nothing of me either. You are Gothos, aren't you? He doesn't answer. It is time for you to leave. If you are ailing with wounds, you shall find a bucket of water near the front door. The water has healing properties. The night is rife with unpleasant trees in the streets beyond, so tread with care. And they leave, and she's like they all just leave and stuff. And when they leave, they are surrounded by shadow. And as they are surrounded by shadow,
You're gonna die.
no, I don't. They meet. They're met by Shadow Throne, Cotillion, and their other friend Kalam. And Fiddler asks Kalam, "Did you get her? Did you kill the Empress?" And he's like, "No, I changed my mind." Damn, we could wait. You what? She's a sweet sack of bones after all, Fit. Remind me to tell you the whole tale sometime, provided you repay in kind. Since I gathered you managed to use the Azath Gate? Aye, we did. Any problems? Nothing to it. Glad to hear one of us had it easy. Where are we? The realm of Shadow. My realm. Shadow Throne, is it now? Kalanved, more like it. We ain't fooled, you got that? You can hide in those fancy shadows all you like, but you're still just the damned emperor. Aye! I quail! And you? Are you not a soldier of the Malazan Empire? Did you not take a vow? Did you not swear allegiance? To me? To the Empire, you mean? Why quibble with such minor distinctions? The truth remains that the Aptorian has delivered you, and so has the Azath. To me. To me, to me, to me, to me, to me. Yeah, the god's having fun with this. And he basically says he's going to offer them all rewards. And Aspelar and Crocus choose to go home. Kalam chooses to be left alone for a while. And Fiddler actually chooses he kind of like meets his friend's eyes before they part ways again. He says, "Sorry, but I'm for getting involved in putting down that rebellion in your homeland. So I think I'm gonna enlist again." And his friend's just like, "Just stay alive, that's all I ask." And then Shadowthrone's all like, with such soldiers, it is no wonder we conquered half the world. No, Fiddler, I do not mock. This once, I do not mock. Though Lassine does not deserve such as you, nonetheless, when the mist clears, you will find yourself in the alleys, in the alleys of Malaz. There you can recruit. And with a poof of smoke, everyone gets blasted away and off to do their own thing. But then we're going to go just outside the walls of Erin again, as Mappo is gently laying Icarium down in the soft sand. and he's kind of like carrying. He's just taking a break. Kind of takes a look up, and he sees all these well, the horrible sight of Aaron Way. But there is a carriage coming down the way, and the driver says, growls to him. He's all like, "If you mean trouble, Trell, back away now or you'll regret it." And two other men strafen up at this, both armed with crossbows. Mappo sets down his sack, holds out both hands, and all men, strangely hued, almost tanned, walk up to him. And he's like, the very opposite of trouble, I assure you. For days now I've walked among the dead. You're the first living people I've seen in that time. Seeing you has been a relief, for I had feared I was lost in one of Hood's own nightmares. I'd say you are at that. Reckon it's all right. Corporal, besides. Maybe he has some bandages we can barter from him or something. You have injured soldiers? I've some skill in healing, says Mappo. I doubt you want to waste your skills. We ain't got hurt people in the wagon. We got a pair of dogs. Dogs? Aye, we found them at the fall. Seems Hood didn't want them. Not right away, anyways. Personally, I can't figure out why they're still alive. They're so full of holes and chopped up. And then Mappo's kind of like, are you looking for someone? We are, but the bodies are pretty far gone. Kind of hard to tell for sure. Still, Stormy over there says he'll know him when he sees him. If he's here. How far does this go? The whole way, Trell. 10,000 soldiers, give or take. And we've checked them all. Well, Stormy's up to the last few of them anyway, you know? Even if we wasn't looking for someone in particular. Well, at the very least. Your friend mentioned something called the Fall. What is that? The place where Coltane and the 7th went down. The dogs were the only survivors. Coltane guided 30,000 refugees all the way across 7 cities to Erin. It was impossible, but that's what he did. He saved those ungrateful bastards, and his reward was to get butchered not 500 paces from the city's gates. No one helped him, Trell. Can you imagine that? I am afraid I know nothing of the events you describe. So I guess. Hood knows where you've been hiding lately. I'll take a look at your dogs if you like. All right, well, don't hold out much hope. Thing is, the lad over there, Truth, gone taken to them, if you know what I mean. And Mappo walks up to the carriage, and he finds Truth, if you remember him with Gessler and Stormy. But yeah, the lad's hunched down over a mass of red torn flesh and bone, feebly waving flies from the flesh. Hood's mercy! Where's the other one? He says, and Truth pulls back a piece of cloth, revealing a lapdog of some kind. All 4 legs had been deliberately broken. Pus crusted the brakes, and the creature shook with fever. That little one, it was left lying on this one. Neither one will make it, lad. That big one should have died long ago. It may well be dead now. No, no, he's alive. I can feel his heart, but it's slowing. It's slowing, and we can't do nothing. Gessler says we should help it along, that slowing. We should end its pain. But maybe. And Mappo, watches the lad fuss over the hapless creature for a little while, and he's kind of like, there's nothing I can do. And the youth kind of like Truth is kind of nods his head and is like, yeah, he understands. And then he looks up over at Gessler, and he's like, you find him, Gessler? Did Stormy find him? No. Thought for a minute, but no. He ain't there, lad. Time to head back to Erin. Queen's blessing! Then there's always a chance. Aye. Who can say, Truth? Who can say? And then the boy turns his attention back to the dogs. And they're like, thanks for taking a look at the dogs anyway. I know, they're Finnish. I guess we wanted... Well, we would have liked... You want to ride to Erin? Thank you for the offer, but my kind aren't welcome in Erin, so I'll pass. As you like. And he watches as the carriage turns around. They were about 30 paces down the road when Mappo shouts. They halt. Gessler and Truth straighten to watch as Mappo jogs forward, rummaging in his pack as he did so. Then...
He throws a firebomb in their carriage.
No. He was looking for one of his healing ointments. And Icarium's eyes flutter open, and he goes, Mappo Trell, my friend. How do you feel, Icarium? I am injured, my head. I'm afraid I gave away my last 2 elixirs and so could not properly heal you. I am certain as always that the need was great. You may not think so, I'm afraid. I saved the lives of 2 dogs. And then Icarium just smiles. They must have been worthy beasts. I look forward to the tale. Help me up, please. Are you certain? Yes. Where are we? What do you remember? I remember nothing. No,
Yes.
wait. We sighted a demon. We decided to follow it. Yes, that I recall. That. Ah, well, we are far to the south now, Icarium. Cast out from a warren. Your head struck a rock and you lost consciousness. Following that demon was a mistake. Evidently. How long? A day, Icarium. Just a day. West of here lies the Jago Dan, does it not? Yes. A good direction. I admit, Mappo. I feel close this time. Very close. And then he's all like, Aye, though I suggest we walk but a short distance today until you've fully recovered. Yes, a wise decision. What would I do without you, my friend? Perish the thought. And they walk off into the distance. And then, going to the Wiccan Plain. There's a young widow, and a small clay flask clutches in her hand. Left the horsewife's yurt and walked out into the grassland beyond the camp. The sky overhead is empty for the woman, lifeless. Her bare feet step heavily, toe snagging in the yellowed grass. When she'd gone 30 paces, she stopped and lowered herself to her knees. She faced the vast Wiccan plain, her hands resting on her swollen belly, the horsewife's flask smooth, polished, and warm beneath the calluses of her hands. The searching was complete, the conclusions inescapable. The child within her was empty, a thing without a soul. The vision of the horsewife's pale, sweat-beaded face rose to hover before the young woman, her words whispered like the wind. Even a warlock must ride a soul. The children they claim were no different from children they did not claim. Do you understand? What grows within you possesses nothing. It has been cursed, for reasons only the spirits know. The child within you must be returned to the earth. She unstoppered the flask. There would be pain, at least to begin with, then a cooling numbness. No one from the camp would watch, all eyes averted from the shame. A storm cloud hung on the north horizon. She had noticed it before. It swelled, rolled closer, towering and dark. The widow raised the flask to her lips. A hand swept over her shoulder and clamped onto her wrist. The young woman cried out and twisted around to see the horsewife, her breath coming in gasps, her eyes wide as she stared at the storm cloud. The flask fell to the ground. Figures from the camp are now running towards the 2 women. What is it? What is it? The horsewife seemed unable to speak. She continued staring northward. The storm cloud darkens the rolling hills. The widow darkens the rolling hills. The widow turns and gasps. The cloud was not a cloud. It was a swarm, a seething mass of black, striding like a giant towards them, tendrils spinning off, then coming around again to rejoin the main body. Terror gripped the widow. Pain shot up her arm from where the horsewife still clutched her wrist, a hold that threatened to snap bones. Flies! Oh, spirits below, flies, is what the woman is thinking. The swarm grows closer, a flapping, tumbling nightmare. The horsewife screamed in wordless anguish, as if giving voice to a thousand grieving souls. Releasing the widow's wrist, she fell to her knees. The young woman's heart hammered with sudden realization. No, not flies, crows. So many crows. And deep within her, the child stirs. And this ends the first tale, Malazan Book of the Fall. And this is the end of the session and Arc 1. I hope you have enjoyed. Arc 2 shall start next week.
Okay, so I have to get familiar with the Warlord class now. Yeah. This will be
So
fun.
hopefully that tied up some loose ends, but
Definitely some interesting
Is it
happening.
just me or like they what's his name? Carium and what's his name?
Mappo?
Mappo, that's it. Sorry. Carium and Mappo, like, what is their relationship? Are they just really close friends?
Oh, they're just really, really good friends. They're basically like they view each other. Well, they view each other like brothers, kind of thing.
Okay.
It does seem gay. It does. I will not lie.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's like
it's-
Peralta and Boyle.
Yeah.
He's like he's the cool, awesome cop, and he's
It's like I was actually kind
friend.
of rooting for, in a weird way, I was rooting for them to be like kind of gay. That was like under the, or like just kind of insinuated at some point. But no, I just kept going, and it kept progressing as like a friendly banter. So it was like, okay, well,
Buggers.
anyway.
Lady Mariana, this is fucked up. LOL. Wait, you are the Frost Raven. This is fucked up. LOL. Oh my god. I'm astral projecting the future, past, and present is normal. Where are you from? What?
Cause she's like, what the fuck is happening? And you're like, so Yavara says, this is fucked up.
Oh,
So like,
yeah.
she has to be able to like hear what you're saying somehow. So like, I just picture myself like Care Bearing an image or like R2D2ing like a story.
Yeah.
Help me, Mariana. You're my only hope.
But yeah, I'm gonna hop off because I gotta get to bed and stuff like that. But yeah,
Alright.
I'll see you guys
Damn,
next
you haven't
Monday, and you guys are on a boat.
Evan, I love you, but I hate you at the same time.
I'm sorry. You asked to switch characters. I switched characters.
I did not say kill her off. But oh my god, that was still fucking like still really cool. I thought that was
Could you have escaped? Could Adam or Mariana have escaped when
If she literally rolled like 5 crits in a row, she would have escaped. Otherwise, she would have been fucked.
Interesting. Even when Dutra noticed like the south side was weak.
Well, yeah, basically, she could have tried to convince the High Fist or something, or she could have attacked that Malik Rel dude, but nothing was being done. So,
All right.
They carted her away.
And
don't
I
know.
think
I'm glad
after
that
all
Mariana
that,
at least got
like, are you at least
some
happy with the
revenge on
decision
himself.
though?
With Mariana.
Like, are you happy with the way that all played out? Like, or is her
No,
dying
sorry,
okay?
I didn't mean to give any indicate. No, yeah, I loved it.
Okay,
That was
cool.
really well done story wise. I'm just a little bummed about my character, but
Yeah, it was a bad death. It was not a good death.
yeah,
But
I didn't
hey,
expect.
you
I didn't
made
think. I
you
didn't
made a
think that was.
ghost really sad.
I made a ghost really sad. Yeah. So like, what was that about? I only like
Okay,
what
so
happened.
basically the whole thing with the Jagged is that they love solitude, but there was also Jagged that became tyrants and dominated the mortal amass to the point that the mortal amass vowed a vow that made them undead so that they could forever hunt down Jagged. So basically, this Jagged ghost had his whole family living in the continent of Seven Cities, and they were systematically hunted down, killed, and or pinned alive beneath rocks, like the 5-year-old one that you guys found. And yeah, his ghost has just lingered, and apparently it attached itself to Corporal List and started giving him freaky visions. And then when you died, it was like just really sad about you dying. Probably about everyone dying, but
I'm
you
alive.
saw it. Like, it might have been a hallucination, it might not have been, but you
As far as Mariana
distinctly,
can tell, yeah.
as far as you could tell as you were dying, yeah, you saw this ghost in front of you, and it like was crying about your death, and you were basically like, "Why are you crying for me? Like, I'm done. Good. We're good."
Oh, that's really
It
sad.
was it was a very sad, bad death. I will agree with that. Like, as I was writing it out, I'm like, Adam might cry.
I thought I was going to die.
Oh,
And then all of a sudden
that
Mariana
was
got into a
risky.
terrible,
That
terrible
was
situation.
that was risky fucking business. It really was.
I'm a lot
That could have
happier
gone.
that I wasn't with Mariana because I would have fucking thrown some fucking shit around in there. Crazy ass nobles.
Yeah, I'm surprised Pigu wasn't like teleport. I'm out.
Yeah, I'm
This
pretty
whole
sure.
trip for Pigu, like, I just get carried away with these stupid warring civilizations. They lock me up, whatever. Like, I can get out if I really wanted to, so I'm not gonna sweat it too much.
And now you're going north, and you're happy.
This is just
Well, I
like
didn't find necromancers on this continent. Maybe there'll be necromancers on the next continent.
you just like roll through the city like all this crazy shit's gonna happen. Whatever.
Yeah, no, I do not care at all about the stupid politics. I'm curious about the god stuff though, and like the divers. Like, that's interesting, but I didn't see any divers here. It's just a bunch of stupid.
Just a bunch of stupid humans. You saw some like gnomes and stuff, but they were like slaves. So
Wait, but any halflings?
make a perception check. A long ago perception check.
So at like super disadvantage or
No, like we'll say like if he saw any or if he not, but he won't be able to Yeah, you saw some halflings.
Wait, were they like slave halflings?
Mostly. You saw one that was selling other halflings and it disgusted you.
Did it disgust me though? Were they
I don't know.
attractive? Did they look nice?
No, they look dirty.
Oh, they were dirty?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes Pidu feel good.
Okay, well then.
Diddy.
Your
Wow.
God is pleased with you. You don't even care. Like, you don't even care about the suffering of your own people. Your God is so happy with his choice right now.
Okay, first, and a few points, like, it's fine to metagame about this, but Pichu keeps this to himself. You guys don't know about it. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. Just want to be clear. But yeah, he's pissed. He had a awful childhood. Halflings were awful people to him.
Oh. Oh, wow.
If you don't
Cool.
fit in, if you don't look nice, if you don't look normal, you're an outcast.
Yeah, they do have that xenophobia about them as well as
Yeah. They all look like they're
they're
happy and
they're a
skipping
very shallow
about and all
race.
that, but they're very shallow and exactly they're very xenophobic and racist. And anybody who's not like clean cut and like the perfect 3'5" is just
That's why all the slave halflings you've seen have been like not perfect.
Oh. Hmm.
So basically,
I'm just gonna
like
think about it a little bit. I mean, on the one hand, better than him,
from
right?
what you've learned about your society is that yeah, either they get outcast, and most of those outcasts get taken into slavery. So
Hmm.
you were a
Yeah,
lucky one.
Crumple.
Grumble.
I mean, on the one hand, it serves them right for being halflings, but on the other hand, I can't help but see a little bit of myself. Okay, I have mixed feelings.
Oh my god, this is amazing.
What happened to
Alright.
Mariana, Pigu? Where'd she go?
Who?
Mariana! She's not on the boat!
Oh, you're right.
Damn it, Pigu!
Fuck you, dude.
Oh my lord.
Just
Alright,
like,
well, I gotta get
turns
going,
away.
guys.
Yep.
Alright, I'm gonna take off. I'll see you guys next Monday.
All right, sounds good. See you
See ya.
then.
Alright, later, guys.